Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and we are back with another episode of Hidden Secrets, Easter eggs, and glitches on Forza Horizon 5. So for those who are new to my channel and don't know what this series is, well, this is a series where you, the subscribers, send me interesting things that you have found in Forza Horizon 5, and the ones which are the most unique and haven't yet been showcased on my channel will get a chance of being featured in a future episode. To send me the things that you have found, you can either write them down in the comment section below or direct messaging them to me through Instagram, Twitter, or Xbox, either by describing it or in video form. Please just make sure that it is in the best quality possible so it can be included in a future video. All of the links will be down in the description below. So without further ado, here are 7 new secrets, Easter eggs, and glitches that were recently discovered in Forza Horizon 5. Starting off with number 1, spoiler not showing. So with most of the Horizon titles, the level of detail between car models you see while in free roam compared to the car models you see in Forza Vista mode are actually quite different. For those that are unaware, during free roam, the car models are slightly less detailed than what you will see in Forza Vista mode. This is so that the game is still able to run at its optimal performance. An example of this is if you choose the Jaguar XJ220S TWR, you will see out in free roam that its engine bay isn't very detailed. In fact, it looks as if a JPEG image was stuck underneath the rear engine cover, and that is it. However, pop into Forza Vista mode and the engine bay looks much more detailed, and that is because all the background elements are much less than in free roam, thus taking up less resources from the console or PC, therefore affording the vehicle to be a lot more detailed without any of the drawbacks. Same goes with photo mode. The level of detail whenever you decide to take a picture out in free roam, the cars do look slightly more crisp than it does while you are actually driving, which is why you are able to take such realistic and lifelike photos in the Horizon series. However though, at times, even with the slight changes in car models between each mode, can come with some slight bugs and glitches, and when a game is developed across 2 different generations of consoles, it's even more prone for this to happen, and we do see this with the Lamborghini Espada on the Xbox One S. So as you can see right now, this player is driving in free roam in a slightly less detailed Espada, but the important thing here you need to know is that this car is supposed to be equipped with the second aftermarket rear wing, but it's nowhere to be seen. It's only until the player gets into photo mode and then the rear wing appears. Now this visual bug is not present on the Xbox Series consoles, but anyways, a huge shout out to Cam the Racer 2007 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 2, driver window down. So one of the small features that the community in Forza Horizon 5 have requested for quite some time now is the ability to roll down the windows while driving around in free roam. Now sadly, I personally do not think this feature will ever make it into a Horizon series, as it's not really what the game is about. Now unlike the Test Drive Unlimited series, which does have a feature that allows the players to wind down their side windows, the Horizon series isn't focused on the true cruising aspect where you would drive around and absorb the scenery, and that is because in my personal opinion, the map size itself doesn't really cater for that. Therefore, to now include the feature to wind down windows on all vehicles is not something the developers would want to change, as the time and effort put in comparison to the outcome is just not worth it. However, there is at least one car in Horizon 5 that kind of grants you that experience when you are driving around in cockpit view, and that is the Lamborghini Huracan. You can see whenever you are in first person view, one big giveaway is that if you are sitting behind glass, there is a small tint that the windows give. It's slightly cooler and less brighter, but if you pan over to the driver's side window, it looks as if the window is completely down, as the color palettes are identical if you cycle through to third person view. Pretty cool if I'm honest, but sadly we can't see this in third person view as the windows are wound up. But anyways, a huge shout out to you boy Caden from Instagram for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 3, falling to Mexico. Right, now one of the features that many players in the community wanted to try was to see if you could actually drive off from the Hot Wheels park and land all the way down to the main map of Horizon 5. And the reason for this is, for those that don't have the Hot Wheels DLC, the park is actually set above Horizon 5's main map of Mexico, and if you drive into certain areas of the park, you can actually see the layout of the Mexico map. Now sadly, if you were just to fall off from the Hot Wheels park, it would eventually respawn you back to where you previously were. However, there has been a couple of clips showing that yes, you indeed can fall and reach the main map of Mexico, but as you can see, the closer you get, the less detail you will notice on the map, and that is simply because Playground Games never anticipated anyone to be able to find a glitch that can do this. But here you go. Now sadly, you can't land on it, you'll just simply fall right through. Now from my understanding, the only way to achieve this is to complete a custom race where the finish line is somewhere near the edge of the Hot Wheels track. Personally, I haven't been able to achieve this, but has anyone else been able to? Number 4, driving underwater. Now, not too long ago, I showcased where a player was able to drive on water because the texture within the game was not updated so that the lake still act like it was glazed over, hence being able to drive around and not end up being submerged. Not the rarest bug as we have seen it back in Horizon 4, however, we have found another glitch that is a little bit different, almost as if it's the opposite to driving on water, and that is exploring underneath. You see, in the Horizon game, it is possible to drive into some water, but drive deep enough and the game will reset you back on land. Now this player somehow managed to drive right underneath this lake and end up exploring everything that's around. Now granted, during certain seasons, this particular lake here can be completely dry and you can explore around the dry lake as much as you want. But if there's water present, you will eventually submerge and at some point the game will respawn you back on land. So I wonder if the water texture this time was just present when it shouldn't have been. Anyways, a pretty cool visual bug, and a huge shout out to Potato Boy 8508 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. Number 5, it's invisible. Ever wondered what would happen if you went into Forza Vista mode and for some strange reason your car isn't there? Well, you don't have to imagine anymore, as we do have a very short clip of this happening. Here we can see for a short period of time, no car was present, and as the player pans around, all the icons to interact with the car were there except for the car itself. Now sadly, the car reappeared in the end, and I believe this only happened because for whatever reason, it just took the car longer to load than expected. We have also seen this back in Horizon 4 too, but in that clip, the car never showed up at all. Anyways, a huge shout out to Colin070807 from Xbox for sharing this clip with all of us. Thank you. Number 6, wrong wheel texture. I'm sure that some of you have experienced this in Horizon 5, but I don't think I've ever seen this on a stock wheel before. So in the current Forza Tech engine, one thing that has always annoyed me has been the wheel texture, or the motion if you will. Once you reach a certain speed, the wheel texture changes to something much flatter. It's not one smooth motion like you see in most racing titles today, and what happens from time to time is, because after it reaches a certain speed, the wheel texture changes, and it can give you a completely different wheel texture which will look something a little like this. This player was just driving in a stock Hennessy Venom F5, and once it hit a certain speed, an aftermarket wheel texture popped up, making it seem as if this player modified their F5, which certainly wasn't the case. I hope we don't see this problem again in the new Forza Motorsport title or any of the Horizon titles after. And anyways, a huge shout out to JRH Boss 4 from Xbox for sharing this with all of us. Thank you. And lastly, number 7, the Audi RS E-TRON GT. Alright, so as we know, update 12 is coming very soon with of course some brand new cars. Now I suspect that this update, which is dubbed as Horizon's Road Trip, will be quite similar to many of the previous updates where Playground Games will bring in a couple of new to Forza cars along with many returning cars that were once featured in the Horizon series. However, on one of the Forza's official Twitch page, there was a schedule of all the upcoming live streams that will commence, and there was a small thumbnail of what looks to be an Audi RS E-TRON sitting behind one of the Forza Horizon 5's iconic murals. So I guess it's safe to say that one of the new cars will be the new Audi RS E-TRON GT, and honestly, I love this car. I even made a video about this car way before Horizon 5 even launched, predicting that this would eventually be in Horizon 5, and well, it looks to be arriving in update 12. Very excited to drive this, and I'm also excited to see what new body kits Playground Games will bring in as well, as they did say that there will be 2. So fingers crossed that the body kits won't end up being a disappointment. But what other cars would you like to see for Horizon 5's update 12? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And also, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 5 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.